Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Sorry I didn't upload last week. A lot of things were going on simultaneously, and last week I think we can all agree was a really bad week for everybody. The Boston bombing happened. And as that was progressing, I was just getting home from school, and I was seeing it all unfold, and I broke down. It affected me in a lot of ways, and I know it affected John, and I know it hit home, and our prayers go out to everybody who was in it. But it's just it's mind-boggling to think that it's a run and it's promoting so many good things, and that somebody can just take a good thing and turn it bad. And I know that's like that everywhere, but it can happen to anybody. It can happen anytime, any place, and it's scary that way because last week there was the terrorist threat that came from, I believe, Al Qaeda in Canada, and I think it was like a train thing, and it didn't work. But thank God it didn't work. But it's just there's so many current events going on with the plant going off. That was humongous, and there was firemen and people in action, who were killed. And then they had the chase when the homemade bombs were being thrown off from the people who did the bombing in the Boston run. And it's just everything was piling on top of another last week, and it just wasn't good, and it was really crazy. But it's just mind-boggling to me to think that that could happen to us. I'm just that's just it's really uncanny, and I really just don't know how to process it. As bad as the Boston bombing was and everything else that was happening throughout the week, I think with all the negative, we could stop and possibly look at anything that could be a sliver of positive or positivity. I think that from what happened last week, that we can remember that life is delicate, and as fast as it comes, it can leave, and we don't have control over it, and fate will happen, and things will happen that we have no control over. And I think from what happened is we should all take away, to say things that we want to say, and to do things that we want to do, and to be ourselves, and to do things that we want to do. To know that we might not have tomorrow. Heck, we might not even have the next minute. And as sad as that may be, I think people should take that and understand that living a life that you don't like could easily be changed by willpower, determination, and that we should be nicer to one another. We should be kind to one another, and we should always remind ourselves to say "I love you" to the ones that we love, and to take away anything that we could possibly learn from this is that we might not have tomorrow, unfortunately, and every day is a blessing, and every day we take it in stride, and we should enjoy it. And I know sometimes kids can complain about school, or people can complain about work, but just keep in mind the people who died this past last week, and who don't have that experience. I know one of the girls was from China, and it really broke my heart because the way in one of the descriptions, I could be wrong, but said that she was a young girl who was ready for love and was looking for love, and she loved life. And I felt my heart drop because she never had that experience. So if you have something, hold on to it, because you never know. Sometimes you might some people don't get to experience certain things, and they won't live to it. And I want people to realize how what they have, even if it might not seem like a lot, is significant. And before I go on too much about the purpose of life and everything, I just want people to remember that to cherish things and not take it for granted. That's my 2 cents on that. But I mean, this no way in any shape or form is even on the same playing field as the Boston bombing. But when well, it was last 4th of July, and I went down to Camden, the waterfront, and Camden's, I believe, the worst city in America, and it's in New Jersey, so I mean, uh, but we went down there. It was two of my friends and one of my friend's mom, and we went down there. We're waiting for fireworks, and I guess some people decided that it was a good idea to bring their own fireworks, and there was a lot of people, and it was getting dark out, and it was really getting shady, and someone threw a firework, and it bounced off the railing and came firing back, and no one was hurt, but it went off, and it was right next to us. Everybody was screaming, everybody was running, and we didn't know what was really going on. And all I remember is just I ran, everybody else ran, and it was really scary to imagine something like that was happening. Now, granted, people were running next to me and everybody was with me, so I didn't feel the obligation to go back. But it was really scary, and just thinking something like that so minor, and having the comparison to that, like, it's not even on the same playing field, and I can only imagine being in their shoes and having the fear that I had multiplied by like a million. And my heart really goes out because it really is scary, and it's something that is that someone should never really have to go through. And I don't believe that it was our fault. I mean, America's fault. I mean, there are crazy people, and there's so many things going on a daily basis that I'm sure that we don't know of that is prevented. And I don't want to discredit anybody because we were able to get the guys in a short amount of time, and it was done in a good, clean fashion way. Even though there was the chase, but it was just a crazy week last week. And it was all into one, and I don't know. I'm sensitive to those kind of things. A lot of things sometimes can like get to me, and I feel for a lot of other people. And I could just feel it because seeing the people in the wheelchairs being pulled out in the bombing in the live footage, just my heart sank, and it's like it just sinks thinking about it now. But my heart goes out to everybody who's been hurt or has been touched by the bombing in any way or any of the events that's happening. Next week we're talking about coming out, so hopefully that could be a little bit more peppier. Could be, could not be, but I mean, so stick around for next week, and let me know what you feel about gun control and how everything was done. Let me know in the comments down below. And I'm Zach. I'm your Tuesday, and good night, everybody. Well, good day, good night, good day. I'm doing this at night. Good day if you're watching in the day. I'm gonna leave now, but I'll see you guys tomorrow, next week, not tomorrow. Seth's tomorrow. I'm leaving now. Bye, everybody.